Hello everyone, Warangel here, and welcome back to the adventures of Sultan Jaffar. Now last episode saw us cut a swath through Top Knot territory, taking many of the regions along the mountain range here from the Springs of Eternal Life up towards Numas, before ending things as you can see on the borders of Ka-Sabar, where we're going to have a bit of a challenge in front of us for the first fight of this episode. Now, on the face of it, it does look pretty big. We've got 3 armies right here, and we've only got our 1. But if we click on them, you can see, for example, this guy here, thank you game, Scavag Toothtaker, has got a 17 stack under his control. If we go over then to Turg, Face Smasher, it's just him. If we click the smaller one behind him, Muncher, they've only got 8 units. And of course the garrison itself, what do they have? It's a tier 4 settlement, but no defensive buildings. So they've got, what? A few big guns, a few Arab boys, and a big boss. Right. Now, they've definitely got the advantage against us when it comes to quantity, but we will have the advantage when it comes to quality. So hopefully that will be enough to put things in our favour. Now, annoyingly, the larger army is stationed inside the settlement, so we can't just fight them and draw the rest of the army out. But we could try and make things a bit easier for us. So if I take Jaffar, and what I'm thinking is, we'll try and attack the armies outside the settlement. If we go for Muncher, first of all, we can eliminate 8 units, hopefully, with him quite easily. And then, depending on how far Turg retreats out of, from the battle, we might have an opportunity to start the battle with him, and then draw out the enemy then as reinforcements. So then we don't have to worry about dealing with the walls of Ka-Sabar. So let's try, make sure we're on Muncher. Let's see if this plan is going to work. Wow. Now, I was not expecting the balance bar to be that much in my favour already. Wow. I mean, under my own rules, as you guys know, if the balance bar is that much in my favour, it's just easier to auto-resolve it. But we didn't have a battle last time, so I will make up for it, because if we go by what they've got here, they outnumber us at least 2 to 1, maybe even 3 to 1. Yeah, let's go for a battle. We will do Lightning Strike. Just because I'm going to fight it doesn't mean to say I can't play smartly. So first of all, let's... Oh wow, we actually killed the entire army. That's cool. Right, need 2,000 gold, I'll take that. We will just execute the captives. We'll get the leadership bonus, I think will be best. And even better, what's his name here? Face Smasher is still within reinforcement range of the city. So, if we click through all of these, it means we can take them out and fight them at the same time without using the walls. Now, the slight problem is, if we come and attack Tug... Now, don't forget, on the campaign, when it comes to battlefields, and the way reinforcements come in, it relies on where they are on the campaign map, relevant to the battle taking place. So, the settlement is behind us at the moment. So it means, depending on where the computer decides to put their reinforcement points, it could be either to the side of us, it could be right behind us. We're only going to find out when we make our way to the battlefield. So, let's fight the battle, and I'll see you guys down there, I guess. Welcome everyone to the battlefield, where things are going a bit different than usual. Now, to start things off here in the centre, I'm sending off the Desert Dogs to go after, what was his name? Turd Face Smasher, in order to finish him off nice and easily. But it's around us where the big action is, because at the moment the reinforcement army of the Greenskins is coming in right behind my deployment zone. So in order to counter this, what I've decided to do is send my entire army to the other deployment zone to take advantage of this, high hill here, in order for us to get the height advantage against them. So my army's moving into position there, but I've left Sultan Jaffar over here in order to basically keep casting spells at them while we're trying to go along and do some damage. So we already did some damage to them using a pendulum. I'm using Spirit Leech at the moment on Snarg, wasn't it? And just to finish things off, there's going to be a nice sandstorm laying loose right there. Now, unfortunately, for whatever reason, that's actually cast a miscast. So that's the reason why he's going so slow, because this debuff here, reduces a lot of stuff, including his speed by 60%, and he can't run. So he's going to be walking nice and slow for another second or two, and then he's going to be able to speed up. There we go. So, the enemy has decided to set up over here, initially before they come to attack us. My forces are getting into a good position on top of the hill. And if we skip forward a little bit, you'll be able to see exactly what we've got at our disposal. Oh, and the shaman has been killed. That's good. As we're getting the final troops into position, this is the composition for my battle line. We've got the Arabian Guards on the flanks with our Jaguar champions in the centre. And then on our left flank, we've got our cavalry being set up, ready to outflank and go after the enemy's ranged units. We've got our Death Gazelles over here, and we've got the 2 elephants ready then to defend the left flank. Over in the centre then, we've got our nomads ready to fire over our troops, as well as our Rafik setting up over here. And then on my right flank, we've got Naimi ready to protect it. We've got the Grand Bombard setting up right here, and eventually I'm going to swing it around just to up here, so you can actually shoot over the sand dunes in front of it. And then we've got the unit of pit fighters. Now, we haven't seen these guys yet, but they do look pretty cool, don't they? Obviously based on one of the Chaos Mortar units, but they look fairly cool, I must say. Very typical pit fighters. You imagine these fighting in a gladiator arena of some sort, you know. But while I've been doing that, Jaffar's finally made his way back to the battle line. We've got the entire enemy army behind us as well, so all setting up and ready to spread out. Now, I didn't plan for to use the White Line of Death in a way to disadvantage us. I mean, I didn't realise until I set up how close I was actually to it. But we've made sure to give it a bit of advantage over here. There's plenty of wide open areas for them to try and outflank us should they wish to. But as we're getting closer and closer now, we're going to be in a good position to be able to start casting magic and be able to set up our Grand Bombard to start firing. Now, speaking of magic, as they got a bit closer, I actually didn't realise until I fought this battle how far the Serpent Staff can be used. And if I wanted to, I could cast the Serpent Staff all the way when they first came in, while I was back in my new line here. So we didn't have to stay around up there if I wanted to use it. But I wanted to make sure they got a nice wide line like this, so we can try and cast it as soon as possible, and catch as many of them as we could in the spell. Now, First Blood of the Fire Line is going to our Gazelles, who's managed to do some damage against these savage orcs right here. And eventually everybody's just getting closer and closer and closer. Arrows starting to fire down now from the nomads, as well as from Naimi's Haldar up here. They're firing back at us as well. I'm just waiting for the opportunity for my Serpent's spell to be used. It's going to happen. And you know you can hear it anyway. Here it comes. There it goes, straight across their front line, doing a fair bit of damage to these 3 units right here. I was hoping it was going to catch more of the units over on this section here, but we'll take what we can, eh? Now, as the battle lines get ever closer, you can see the Ravager of Ka-Sabar and the Juggernauts are going to be attacked by these. We're sending in my cavalry around the flanks in order to go after the enemy's ranged units, and unfortunately for us, a Wa has already been activated. Now, despite not being a good fighter, I have sent Sultan Jaffar here into the centre. He does have some good debuffs for the enemy army, including his Tormentor Sword, so I'm hoping that's going to help things out quite nicely here. We do have the Desert Spirit being summoned here, as well as the Fire Unchained Infrit, I should say, there. And things are going okay now. We've got our battle line going across. This unit here of Jaguar Champions is losing quite badly. And I was a little concerned about this after the battle, exactly how many casualties we took from them. But the enemy managed to retreat just as we sent in the Arabian Guard that already dealt with their units that's retreating back here. Over here on the right flank, you can see that Naimi is holding on against multiple units on his elephant, doing a fantastic job. Although another Wa is not going to help things out too much for us. While this is going on, of course, we've got our pit fighters helping out our Arabian Guard, adding a little bit of combat ability against the big guns, and already another unit is starting to retreat. These are savage orcs, by the way. This is introduced with one of the other mods. I can't remember which one. I think it is one of Mixu's ones. But you can see that these have actual spears. Stickers, so to speak. Just a nice little touch, you know. Now, while we're hovering over here now, the Orc War Boss is retreating away, and I have casted Spirit Leech on him. So it's not going to be too long until eventually he just falls down dead. There we go. And that's going to help things out now with regards to the enemy's morale. Now back over here now, their front line has basically shattered. We've still got a couple of units here and there, like this unit here. But now it's been attacked by these two spirits, as well as Jaffar and his elephants. Over here on the left flank, the elephants have done a fantastic job against them, being supplemented of course by our ranged units. I haven't even had to send my Arabian Guard into combat here, and I didn't even realise a Savage Orc unit came in and attacked these guys. Not that I lasted too well for them, eh? But the left flank is cleared up quite nicely. All we've got left is a couple of units not running away. Not that they're going to be hanging around for too long. We've still got some happening over here, like the big uns. Unfortunately, my desert dogs were standing around getting shot at. But now they're in a position to go and chase these down with a sandstorm, just doing a few more casualties. Over here, Naimi has managed to kill quite a few of the enemy's units. Fantastic news to see. And he's in a good position now as well to try and stop these guys from running straight off the battle map. It's one of the other reasons I did want to set up this sort of distance away. So if the enemy did run away, like they are starting to now, we will have a good opportunity to chase after them rather than them just turning around and then running straight off the battlefield again. We do want to kill as many of the enemy as we can while we're out in the open like this, rather than having to fight them in these settlements of Ka-Sabar and have the walls to deal with first of all. And with that, the battle is actually mine. All we're doing now is just chasing down as much of the enemy as we can. We do have the two elephants, we do have our two cavalry units, as well as Sultan Jaffar and his own elephant. I'm trying to do bits and pieces to help things out where I can. So for example, our Rafik here is running up with his Jin vessel in order for me to try and cast quicksand on the units here. Now unfortunately for me, one unit is starting to make its way off the map, as you can see here. But the Sepalis are able to keep the others away from that corner, and it won't be too long until they actually get caught in a quicksand, allowing us to really deal with them nice and easy. Otherwise then it's just a case of chasing them down, but as you can see the battle is finished. Which means we can go back to the campaign map and consolidate our victory in the settlement of Ka-Sabar. So guys, a decisive victory and a lot of the enemy killed, especially when we were chasing them down. Meaning that we'll be able to take Ka-Sabar now with very little losses. But first of all, what to do with our one captive apparently we got. I don't think it really counts to the reinforcement army so much, otherwise that would have been a lot higher. But we'll execute what we picked up. And this should, once we go through even more of these pop-ups, give us an opportunity now to go after Ka-Sabar with really little to worry about. I mean, if we click on here now, all they've got is 10 units, no commander because we killed him off. So we're going to do this. Oh wow. Okay. We're going to auto-resolve this, even though I'm a little concerned about the Jaguar warriors. Although saying that, I was a little disappointed with their performance during that battle. Although admittedly they were fighting Savage Orcs, which are, known for being damage dealers, as you can see here, and do have good melee attack. But their melee defense is pretty comparable, and their melee attack is better. I honestly don't get why these guys took so many casualties. But anyway, let's kill them off. There we go. Took a few losses, but that's okay, no full units. Made a ton more money. We nearly made the 20,000, yes. Excellent. Right, let's occupy it. Picked up a Sword of Strife, okay. I do want to pop to the Grand Bazaar this episode so we can try and have a look to see what they've got. But let's have a look at the city itself. What does it have at the moment? A spare building slot, a hookah lounge, and the Grand Yasir. Now what do we have as options? Ooh, 4 of them. Hang on. The Crypt of Abdul Ben Rachid. This is the guy who's going to give us a Necromancer. Oh. I've been looking forward to trying out Necromancers with this army. But on the other hand, look at the traits for getting the landmark. We have to deal with vampiric corruption not only in the region but also in adjacent provinces. we're going to have to improve our relationship with the vampire counts. Not that that's really an issue since we've killed pretty much all of them. But it could be interesting to try out. And the vampiric attrition, if we do decide to extend the campaign a little bit, I don't know, go into Lustria or something like that, would be handy against the vampire coasts. We'll come to it. We'll come to it. What's this one? The Ivory Palace of Ka-Sabar. Lots of bonuses for war elephants. That's good. Excavation of Kateps pyramids. Okay, we've seen that one before. And the excavation of Ka-Sabar. Let's go for this one right away. Might as well get the extra 500 gold in. It's only a few turns to wait. But now that we're taking Ka-Sabar with the Sultan, all we've got left to do now is take Bagara and Antok. These two regions here. And then we would have... Oh yeah, we need to go back up then and deal with Karag Orand here. But then we would have eliminated the top knots then. And after that battle, it wouldn't surprise me if we've basically eliminated most of their military strength. Yes, we have. Right. Oh, we defeated their faction leader. Okay. Right. So that's going to be our plan next, with Jaffar's to go after these two, swing back around to go after Karak Orand, and then we're going to push down through the mountains to go after the Arachnals tribe, finishing off then with the dwarves here at Karak Zorn. Oh, and we may have to go up against Orion's camp at some point. We'll get to that. They're in the jungles, technically, and we're trying to conquer the desert, so maybe we will leave them. But let's start sending Baba off over here, so we can spy out what the army composition is like here. Okay, one army. What are they trying to do? Okay, not so much of a typical Savage Orc army. Right, but we need, I think, at least a turn or two to replenish, so we'll come back to you guys. Now, if we go back to our hack, it was suggested in the comments by longtime viewer Alvo Wheel that it will be time now for me to swap out some of the buildings. So, for example, here at Kofa, we don't need the toll gates, really, and we don't need the farm anymore because we have completed the tier 5 settlement at our hack. So we will swap these out. I'll keep these ones temporarily because what I want to do is get the Grand University, which will allow us to improve our replenishment rates and unlock their final technology. So we'll go for that. Everything else is relatively okay. We don't have to worry about public order or anything yet, but we'll wait for that to finish building. Now, as for Sudenburg, I'm going to go ahead and actually build it, the penal colony. So we'll get that. Get that, and we'll go for this as well. Between all of them, that should be more than enough then to keep the public order under control. Plus it means then that everywhere is going to get a +3 bonus to public order. So we'll go for that. And let's have a look. Let's give Sorcerer's Island that. Now the reason I don't want to go for Lashik and upgrade that one yet is it was also pointed out an interesting idea with regards to my armies. Because if we go onto the Lord... Ah, here he is, Reza Azem. We got this guy who's a 2-leg Beastmaster, so he gives some nice bonuses to War Elephants. So what we could do, and something I've never done myself, because as you guys know, I like a more typical composition when it comes to my armies, but we could have an army of monsters. So lots of elephants, and then have the giant scorpions and all sorts in this guy's army. And then in the other army we're currently recruiting, we can get a more typical army. So we may get some ogres and some camel riders and stuff like that. But we might as well be tempted to do that, yeah. Let's do it. Now, I'm not going to recruit him right away, bear in mind, because we are obviously working on building up Alabaster's army. So if I just disband him right away... And the reason why I've decided to recruit him is because, if you didn't know, what tends to happen is the game does recycle commanders and heroes over time. So, unless you recruit one, and then they stay in your recruitment pool. So, yeah, now that we've got him, we can keep him, basically. But is there anything else we need to worry about now before we hit the end turn? With Jaffar... Now, the thing is, I'm a little thing with his magic, but he hasn't really got much else we can give him apart from Doom and Darkness. And Doom and Darkness is not really the best of spells, because of all it does is lower leadership. I mean, it has its uses if you know the enemy is close to break-in. That could be enough to really send things going. Well, we might as well finish his magic, I guess. So let's go for Doom and Darkness, and we'll continue upgrading. The added effect, the overcast, I should say, version of it, which allows us to do it over an area of effect, could be very useful to just basically break a battle line. So we've got a bunch of enemies fighting us, they're low on leadership, we just click the button, and then all of a sudden, an entire front may shatter. So we'll go for that. And then as for Naomi here, it's level 40 now, congratulations. To be honest, I don't really know, I'll just give you some points in assault units, I guess. Alright, we've got 1,800. Is there anything else we want to get? You are still busy meeting the Cult of Sotek. Let's bring you up here. And there we go. Let's have a chat with here. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is so we can actually encounter Clan Pestilence. Because, who knows, we might get the opportunity for some trade or something like that. So, in fact, speaking of trade, let's have a quick look. Right, loads and loads of allies. We could go for the Order of Dragon Lords, but depending where he is... Oh, he's here. We'll leave him for the moment. Kazakhstan will leave, Shadow Warriors... Bowman of Orion. Tell you what. Thank you. Right. Does anyone else want to be friendly with me?
You have defiled the Phoenix Court. Speak.
We defiled the Phoenix Court just because you don't like us.
This bull has killed your kind before.
Has it now? I doubt it has. Is there anyone really else I want to get allied with? Not particularly. I mean, are you willing now? Yeah. It might come in handy for the moment until we go and kill them. Right then, some foolish vainglory. So we could turn around and say that we should take a more humble approach rather than spending time erecting monuments and stuff like that. But to be honest, let's be honest here, we are talking about Sultan Jaffar, a guy who's determined basically to wipe out everybody and conquer the world. So yeah, we're going to see who is the fool at the end of it all. I'll skip through all of those. Right, we'll leave the situation going as it is here. It's a mix-up between the Lord Master as well as Great Clan Pestilence. So if we can grab my assassin, thank you. Let's push up through here. Sultan Jaffar is pretty much in position now to just go after Antok. Now the army that was originally here has moved up towards Bagar, so we may spot it in a minute, but we can't quite reach Antok this turn. So let's just move up a little bit. We're going to take advantage, of course, and go into ambush just so the enemy doesn't know we're coming. We'll send Baba up here then to spy things out. Here they are. Alright, looks like they're going to try and recruit another army, but what do they have here? Stunty mine, guard post, and a hut of bones. So they don't... If we take out Antok here... In fact, hang on. Oh, right, okay. I didn't realise that the Savage Orc Gathering, the settlement building itself, allows them to recruit Savage Orcs. Right. Okay, that's good to know, But if we take Antok, or even push up towards Bagar, really, but... No, we'll take Antok, it'll be fine. Alright, so you're sorted, you're there. Alright, Mr. here, Ibn al-Abbas is still recruiting. We're one turn away from finishing off our Arabian Guard. Alright, with these buildings done, I'm going to get the field hospital here, and then we can get the university hospital, so we can unlock that technology there. So we will go and get that right now. And as for Kofa itself, I mean, we can't really recruit any of these, because of them being higher tier settlements. I mean, we could go for the clay pits, or, to be honest, let's just go and get defenses. It is my capital settlement after all. I'd rather keep it safe if I can. But you can do that. Sudenburg still can't do that. That's fine by me. We'll upgrade Lashik. Alright, let's build that up as well. I think that's fine by me. Alright, much quicker turn this time. Although, I do want to have a look now to see what we can get now. For most of it, it just seems to be a matter of cash. We've got the ability, in terms of resources, to get things like the Weeping Blade, Infrit's Blade, I should say. Ooh, the ability to summon another Infrit. Ooh, that could be nice. Vengeful Gods has 2 modes, either feeding or hungers. Oh, wow. That's an interesting weapon. So if you're not in combat, it damages you. But as soon as you get into combat, it regenerates you, and it gives you a massive bonus to your base weapons damage. Oh, that's cool. And everything else seems a bit more thing. Oh, Bow Seeking. That could be useful for somebody. The Sci-Fi Janub, useful against the undead. Dagger Truth gives you regeneration and immunity to vampiric corruption. Wow. Definitely want to try and spend some money now. It's going to cost a lot, bear in mind, but we are making a ton. Gorgon's Glare makes it so the enemy can't move. Ooh. Attacks cause discouraged effect, reducing leadership. Oh, I might be swapping out some weapons for Naimi here instead of the Heart of the Oasis. Okay, might need to go shopping there next in a turn or two. I tell you, Jaffar is cursed when it comes to setting ambushes. This is like the 3rd or 4th time in a row that it's been foiled. And bear in mind, he has an 85% chance, success rate, of doing it. Anyway, let's go and take Antok, and then we'll start dealing with Bagard probably in the next episode then. For now, let's just take it. Should be an easy fight. I should think so. 17 losses. Right. Not that we can really do much with it right away, but we do have at least a bit of income coming in from the slave traders. And then we'll make sure to come up here and deal with these guys. Now, Baba. Excuse me, I'm trying to collect Baba. Thank you. Let's have you try runes. Thank you. It's a good opportunity just to get rid of another character that's going to save us having to deal with magic in the next episode. Here in the Ash River, we can upgrade... Oh, Springs of Eternal Life. Let's get Stonecutter down. Alright, we'll come back to that, because the other thing I wanted to do is now... We have finished recruiting the Arabian Guard. So let's disband... Let's disband all of you, in fact. So we are going to swap these guys out, you know? So what do we want to get? So many options. Alright, we have got another unit of Camel Riders being recruited. The Kamar Anar of the Behemoth Scorpion. I wouldn't mind checking out the unit of Ogres for their smashing ability. The Elephants we will get for the other commander. Flying Carpets. 2 Alaric Riders. I mean, I could go for Arabian Knights as well, just to add a bit of a counterpoint. Do want some of these. And do we have access to Jazelles yet? No, not quite yet, I don't think. Wait, why don't we? Oh, why? Because we haven't got the siege building. Right, gotcha. That makes complete sense. Right, in that case, let's grab some Southland Warriors as well. Try them out as a variation instead of... Oh, hello. Dervishes. It's tempting. It's tempting. I mean... Of course, these guys don't have much in the way of leadership. It could be interesting to try out. Let's grab one. We'll stop something like that. Excuse me, why? Thank you. There. Okay, let's give you then. So what? Hang on, what did I end up getting rid of? Christ. Okay, Nomads. Right. Southland Warriors, you can go. We'll get another unit of Arabian, the Al-Rahim Nomads. So we've got those 2 units. We've got some Dervishes. We've got our Ogres. Let's get some of these. And anything else? It's the Palace. I suppose we could try out the genie as well. Now, let's get some flying carpets. They were quite useful when we had them before I unfortunately didn't spot that they were getting destroyed in combat. Alright, we'll see about upgrading that in a minute. For the moment, let's get defenses here at the Salt Plains. I think that's everything. We will get that just for some more income. We've got orcs to worry about here. That's... Skorkazan got defenses, not just yet. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to bother with that. Just because if it does get attacked, there's a waste of 4,000 gold. Instead, we'll start upgrading Qatar instead. Or better yet, Khemri. Oh, it just wants me to do the buildings. We'll upgrade the Salt Plains. There we go. And we'll do Qatar as well then. Right then, guys. I think it's safe to say we'll end the episode here. Now, you didn't miss much during the end-turn phase, apart from these two prospector armies that have been hovering around Zandri, decided to get rid of one of the beastmen armies that have been busy raiding around here. So they help me out quite nicely now. We don't have to worry so much about dealing with raiding. But if we pop through the rest of these, we will end things here. Now, for the next episode, what we're going to do is start things off by going after Begar. We'll probably just attack the settlement directly, take them all on at once. Or we might play things smart. We'll wait and see. But we'll do that, and then we'll probably skip forward a couple of turns. Long enough for Jaffar to get in position over here to go after the last settlement of Karagorand. As well as for my second army to recruit enough, finish recruiting so we can start going after the Rakkath dynasty. We'll then wipe out the Arachnos tribe as well, go after the Rakkath dynasty, get in position then while we're recruiting our monster army to help us then go after the prospectors. And then with that, really, the entire desert would safely belong to us. We'll have to see then if we want to finish the campaign there at that point, or if we want to try and conquer basically the whole continent, which will require us to come down into the mountains here. We'll end up fighting units, like Krokgar, Talaqua, Tic-Tac-Toe. We've got what's his name? Isildur, isn't it? You know what, I can't remember the guy's... Imric. Isildur's... Oh, Jesus Christ. Isildur's the guy from Lord of the Rings, isn't it? Whoops. Ugh, I'm feeling tired today. That's my excuse. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. Finish off the Top-Notch tribe, get ready then to go after the Rakkath dynasty, and then we'll be able to deal with the dwarves as well. But that's next time. For now, though, thank you very much for watching today's one. I hope you all enjoyed, and that you do join me next time for some more Warhammer. But until then, everybody, take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.